welcome to Oweleketv News. I am Antonia Mwokolo. The news headlines. Reps rejects bill requiring winner of presidential election securing over 50% votes. Shaibu storms PDP headquarters, demands certificate of return. On the foreign scene, Ghana passes bill making identifying as LGBTQ+ illegal. And in sports, Osimhen bags hat-trick, becomes Napoli's 13th all-time scorer. Welcome back. Now the news in details. The House of Representatives has rejected a bill that sought to make it compulsory for presidential and governorship candidates to secure more than 50% of the total votes cast to be declared winners. The bill, which was sponsored by Awaji Inombek Abiante, PDP Rivers, is seeking to change the current simple majority system of electing the president and governors, which is in line with the Section 134 of the 1999 Constitution. The bill sought to make it mandatory for a presidential candidate to be declared winner only if he or she scores more than half of the total votes cast, where there are more than two candidates in the contest. But Abiante's bill proposed that in a presidential race with more than two candidates, a candidate must secure a majority of the total votes, which constitutes over 50%. The Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, had called for the bill to be seconded after its presentation by Abiante. However, as soon as the bill was seconded and put to a voice vote, it was rejected with a louder nays than ayes. The bill had not even been debated when the lawmakers roundly rejected it. The bill's rejection process was highly unusual, as bills are typically rejected after the general principle has been debated. The Deputy Governor of Edo State, Shaibu, has stormed the National Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party to demand the certificate of return. The acting national chairman of the PDP, Umar Damagum, had on Tuesday issued a certificate of return to Asue Ighodalo as the winner of the party's governorship primary election in Edo State. Ighodalo won the election backed by the NWC of the party, while Shaibu was announced the winner of another primary held on the same day. Speaking after receiving the certificate of return, Ighodalo expressed delight to his supporters, party members, and the NWC. The Nigerian Labour Congress has revealed that its members and leadership were threatened and intimidated against carrying out their planned two-day nationwide protest. The Labour Union, however, revealed that despite the threats, it went ahead with the protest on Tuesday. The NLC president, Joe Ajero, who made this known, has also disclosed that the union got information that several agents were mobilized to cause violence along the protest routes, and that is part of the reasons they had to suspend the second day of protest. It would be recalled that the NLC had declared a two-day nationwide mass protest for February 27 and 28, 2024, over the economic hardship and rising costs being faced by Nigerians since the removal of fuel subsidy in May 2023. However, after Tuesday's successful protest across various state capitals and major cities, the NLC announced the suspension of its planned second-day protest, saying the objectives of the protest have been achieved on the first day. He, however, added that if the federal government fails to comply with the demands of the union within the new ultimatum given, the National Executive Council of the NLC would reveal the next line of action. Let's go on a short break. We'll be right back.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleke TV. Visit our website at www.oweleke.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleke TV, rising star at the fairground.
Welcome back. The National Communications Commission (NCC) has directed telecom operators in Nigeria to disconnect telephone subscribers who have not linked their national identification numbers by February 28, 2024. This directive was further reiterated by the Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC, Dr. Aminu Maida. Maida, who spoke during the NCC's special day at the 45th Kaduna International Trade Fair on Wednesday, stressed the importance of linking NIN to SIM cards for critical national security. represented by the Director of Public Affairs at the NCC, Ruben Morka. Maida also confirmed that the deadline of February 28 remains in effect for telecom operators to disconnect subscribers who have not linked their NIN to their SIM cards. The NCC Executive Vice Chairman emphasized that this was appropriate because the team aligns with the Commission's principles and goals of advancing local content development in the telecommunications industry. A rise in the number of invalid national identity numbers is affecting the ability of many Nigerians to comply with the Central Bank of Nigeria's directive to link their bank verification numbers and NINs to their bank accounts before March 1st. Efforts by many Nigerians to adhere to the CBN's directive have failed, with many discovering that their NINs are invalid or suspended. In December, the Apex Bank asked banks to restrict transactions on accounts whose NIN and BVN have not been linked. The banks were mandated to place a post-no debit restriction on such accounts. Post-no debit describes restrictions banks impose on specific accounts, preventing customers from making withdrawals, transfers, or any other debits from their accounts. The Apex Bank stated that its move is part of efforts to promote financial system stability in the country. It also declared that no new Tier 1 accounts and wallets should be opened without BVN or NIN. Once implemented, many Nigerians will be unable to withdraw from their accounts, and this might worsen the plight of many in the face of the country's cost of living crisis. Up next are stories on the foreign scene after the break. Welcome back. On the foreign scene, Ghana's parliament has passed a new bill that imposes a prison sentence of up to 3 years for anyone convicted of identifying as LGBTQ+. It also imposes a maximum 5-year jail term for forming or funding LGBTQ+ groups. Lawmakers heckled down attempts to replace prison sentences with community service and counseling. It is the latest sign of growing opposition to LGBTQ+ rights in the conservative West African nation. The bill, which had the backing of Ghana's 2 major political parties, will come into effect only if President Nana Akufo-Addo signs it into law. He previously said that he would do so if the majority of Ghanaians want him to. Gay sex is already against the law in Ghana, and it carries a 3-year prison sentence. In entertainment, the sale and partnership deal between Don Jazzy's Mavin Records and UMG is worth over $100 million. Days after the deal, Don Jazzy is back in the studio, and this time he's recording with his former record label signee Korede Bello. Korede Bello drops 2 new singles. KB is one of the founding members of the Mavin record label group, which was established on May 8, 2012. He recently turned a year older, and to celebrate his birthday, Korede Bello released 2 songs. One of the songs featured Don Jazzy. The Mavin boss has got people talking online with a snippet of the song shared on his page. And in sports, Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen moved to 13th spot in Napoli's all-time scorers chart after he bagged his first hat-trick of the season within 16 minutes as the Partenope annihilated Sassuolo 6-1 away in a Serie A game on Wednesday. It was the second hat-trick against Sassuolo since arriving in Italy in 2020. The 25-year-old also had an assist, who scored twice in the encounter as new management Francesco Calzona recorded his first win after 3 games. Osimhen has now scored 72 goals in 122 games for Napoli, and he's now joined 4th with Paulo Dybala in Serie A top scorer standings with 11 goals from 15 games. And just before we go, here's a recap of the headlines. Reps rejects bill requiring winner of presidential election securing over 50% votes. Philip Shaibu storms PDP headquarters, demands certificate of return. On the foreign scene, Ghana passes bill making identifying as LGBTQ+ illegal. And in sports, Osimhen bags hat-trick, becomes Napoli's 13th all-time scorer. And that's the package on our news bulletin. Kindly follow us on all our social media platforms at Oweleketv. Our website is www.oweleke.tv. I am Antonia Nwokolo. Thank you for watching.